Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to episode 75 of season 2. On today's episode, we're going to be giving our post-match reaction. Real Betis versus Barcelona. It ended in a 2-1 victory for us. I thought it was a very convincing performance overall. I think we played really well. We were solid defensively. We had a lot of chances. Our finishing wasn't there, but the team played really well. We're gonna dive into a reaction. But as always, guys, I post a link on Twitter if any of you guys want to join and join into the discussion. You're always welcome to. It's at Kool Aid Podcast 10. Just click the link, and you'll be able to talk with us. But let me introduce my co-host Alex and Alvaro.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, guys?
All right, guys. So right now we are 8 points clear in the La Liga table. 8 points. Of course, Real Madrid have a game in hand. We've played 19 games. They played 18. And this is how the table looks right now. Let me just share my screen real quick. So this is how the league table looks like. Barcelona, we reached the halfway point of the season and we've gotten 50 points. I think that's a really good achievement. When you look at the record, we've only dropped points in 3 out of 19 games. We've lost one, and that was against Real Madrid, and we drew 2-1 at the very start of the season. We have to remember. Barcelona has been playing really well as of late, and Real Madrid's next game is actually tomorrow against Valencia at home, 3 p.m. That's going to be another tough game. I think Real Madrid are gonna have to up their level if they're gonna want to basically close the gap.
Yeah, and what you were saying is true. I think Barcelona all season long they've been very convincing. And I know, especially since the start of this year, Barca have been just dominating. They haven't lost a single game yet, and that's obviously good to know because we are now in the second half of the season, which is just
Yeah,
as important as the first, if not more,
yeah.
as we're nearing to the end of the
hmm
of domestic competitions as well as the league itself.
I always like to view as like the first half of the season, like before that Christmas break, is you basically have to do everything well to basically get into the position to win trophies. The second half of the season, I always view it as like, okay, this is like your push to win the trophy. The first half is like, I need like the club is gonna put you there, like the team is gonna put you in that position, and then the second half is just can you win it? That's how I like to view it. Just two halves, and Barcelona, since well, other than the Champions League, we've done really well in the league. We've done really well. We've done everything right, and we are basically in pole position to win the league.
Yeah, no, and like you said, the first half of the season, we're setting ourselves up for whatever we're trying to accomplish.
hmm
And to be completely fair, I think we've done a great job at that, no doubt. We had our criticisms, especially at the beginning of the season. We had our doubts, with being kicked out of the Champions League and whatnot. But thankfully, Xavi has maintained a good discipline in the league. And listen, a league title is an amazing thing to have.
Yeah,
And for a manager who's just started, that's also great for his confidence and for the backing of the board with him. And not to say Xavi has had any problems with that. I think from the beginning he's been backed well, and the fans have been behind him mainly because of what an amazing player he was. But going back to what I was saying, I think Barca have been very convincing all season in the domestic titles and in the one of the league, of course. And I think they're headed in the right direction. We've seen that a lot of games haven't been 10 out of 10s, but then again, not every game is going to be like that, right?
yeah.
You're going to have to play the scrappy games. You're going to have to play the games where your players are tired, where mentally you're sometimes not there, and that's all part of the players being human. Again, everyone makes mistakes. We saw today Conde with the silly auto goal, and it happens. A lot of stuff can go wrong, but I think a lot has gone right for us so far, and the title chase for us is looking good right now. I can't die. 8 points
And
clear, and we don't know
um,
what can happen tomorrow.
going off from what you said that we haven't had all 10 out of 10 games. That's very true. But at the end of the day, any season that a team wins the season title, no one ever looks back and says, "Oh yeah, they got lucky here, they got lucky there." They
Yeah,
could
they
have
just
easily
care about the result, of course.
yeah, it's about the
Yeah.
result, and they're showing the results. Today was a tough game, a tough opponent, tough field. They came up and won it. Real Madrid did not take care of business against Real Sociedad. We all knew it was gonna be a tough game. Look what happened to them. They tied.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Barcelona is in great position right now. I mean, they're putting Madrid backs against the wall. And that's all we can ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing before we move on to the actual match performance and the players, I wanted to mention. Um, I think this season has also shown how hungry the squad is to win because, after such a big blow like being kicked out of the Champions League, you would think, the team just went down, everything went downhill for them. But no, on the contrary, they said, well, we weren't able to do what we wanted, but not all hope is lost. There's still a lot to fight for, and I think that's exactly what Barca have been doing with Xavi and the players.
Yeah. And something to mention is props to Xavi, and because this league record has been amazing so far.
Oh,
Our defensive record has been amazing. Props to the defense. I think the team as a whole has been improving, and this is the second consecutive year that we've been knocked out of the Champions League. We remember last season as well. We were knocked out of the Champions League against Bayern as well, and we were put into the Europa League. And having this chance to be putting to basically win the league title is amazing. And like I pray we criticized Xavi and said he still has a lot to learn, but I kept the faith in him just because I saw progress, I saw improvement under this team, and we see it, and we're seeing it basically right now in the league position that we're in, and hopefully we can end that off with a league title. But this is how Barcelona lined up. I'm actually really glad that Xavi chose this lineup because what we're seeing right now is a continuity of like his starting 11, his basically his gala, his starting his best lineup available. It's with that four-man midfield, which I think it helps Barcelona in multiple aspects. I think one, it allows us to basically control the game, dominate the possession. Because when we go in the three-man midfield, and when Xavi likes to play Busquets in that lone pivot role, Busquets is not the same as he was before. He has to cover a lot of ground. He doesn't have the same pace. He's basically, when he plays as a lone pivot, you see his weaknesses exposed. And with that four-man midfield, you basically protect Busquets. And when you protect Busquets, you allow him to control the game. And now, I actually thought like a lot of players in this team played really well. I thought Balde had an amazing game. He got the man of the match.
Oh, he
Which
got the assist as well.
Yeah, exactly. And he got the assist to basically put us 1-0 up. I thought he had a really good game. I thought the entire back line as a whole had a really good game. Kunde was amazing. Yes, he did have that mistake when conceding the own goal, but everyone in that back line played amazing. Araujo, just having that solid presence in the back line. Christensen, he didn't give a single pass wrong. His clearances were amazing. Pedri had a lot of chances in front of goal, and I was actually worried at one point because we see time and time again how when we don't punish these teams and we don't finish our chances, it comes to bite us in the butt. But Pedri was able to control the game. Busquets, fantastic. He was basically like an orchestra in that midfield. I think Frankie De Jong had another amazing game, able to conduct and break a play, break the lines. Gavi bringing that energy. Rafinha with the much needed goal to be able to regain some confidence. And the only player who I would say didn't play that well was Lewandowski. But he did get the goal. He came in clutch. And I think Lewandowski's poor performance is just like a result of a lack of a lack of sharpness. Because we have to remember he hasn't been playing all that much. But overall, I thought the team played really well today.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning what you were saying earlier. I thought the back line was just solid today. Betis did not get a lot of chances, to be fair. They didn't get a lot of clear ones, at least. And I thought they were solid. Again, Conde, it's something that, yes, we have to understand that he was good all game and that he won, but we also got to be a little harsh with him.
Yeah.
It was a very silly mistake. In any other scenario, this could have gone wrong for us. That 2-1 could have turned into a 2-2, and it's hard to say because he did play a good game, and I'm a big fan. I love how he plays. But, again, very silly mistake, something that can't happen again by any means, and, just lack of concentration in the moment maybe. But, again, great performance from him, from the back line. Balde was he was something else. And I've been saying this for a while. Barca does not need a left back when you have a guy like Balde. He does it all.
Hmm.
And the attacking threat that he poses up top is just insane because say that you're going with a three-man attack, right? Assuming Gavi is not playing in the left wing role, right? It doesn't matter who you put there, whether it's Rafinha or Dembele or Fati, you're gonna have speed regardless.
Yeah.
It's so I can only imagine how annoying it is for the defense to have to worry about those overlaps because he essentially gives the chance creation that Jordi Alba gave, but better in the sense that it's more accurate, right? Jordi Alba was just spamming crosses. I mean, listen,
He was really good on the ball though.
he was good at it, but it's good to switch things up, and I think Balde can do both well. In the midfield, I think it was a classic Barca midfield domination today. Saw some really flashy plays from Pedri and Gavi. De Jong was good on the ball. Busquets did well as well. Rafinha, I don't think he had an extraordinary match, but he scored, and that's vital. And for a player like him, who I think has been lacking confidence as of late, I think that's a great performance. He's got on the board, put us ahead, and he did what he had to do. Delivered some decent balls when he did get the chance. It wasn't all bad. And yeah, I mean, other than that, Lewandowski, I thought he had a good game. I don't think it was. I don't think it was anything like. I just think it was average for him, right? Like he got a goal. It was a nice little play. Araujo tried to header it, and it landed on his foot, and he finished it well in the corner. And
And look, this
he
team,
did his job. He's a striker. That's what he did. That was
this is the
awesome.
best team that Xavi can put out right now. We can count. We can tell that he
Well,
was
with
trying to
Dembele on.
exactly, yeah, right now with the belly
Okay.
injury. Um, and I mean, we saw he was like resting people against Girona. He knew that there was a more not a more important game, but a more difficult game. And that back line of Balde, Christensen, Araujo, and Conde, that's one of the best back lines in and I'm not gonna even be that hesitant. It's one of the best, if not the best in La Liga,
No, it's the
and,
best in the Liga for sure.
Yeah,
and
it's
one
the
of the,
best on the thing.
and one of the best in Europe.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Balde is rising up
Hmm.
extremely quick in the ranks.
yeah, I'm such a fan of
Conde
him.
is
He's
doing a great job
insane.
at right back. That pass by Balde, I mean, any quicker or slower on that pass, it will not get into Rafinha.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And I mean that we were talking. I know you guys talked about it in the last stream, and we've been talking about it for a while. Gavi does not do a bad job, um, playing a little more down the wing. Even though we know
Yeah.
that he eventually comes more back into the middle a little bit. That who knows if at some point Xavi could play with that a little more, even when he has fresh, healthy players back. I mean, that format midfield is doing wonders, and he can't even he can't even switch the tactic of it in the middle of a game.
Hmm.
I think guys go more up or something. So
Exactly. Like with that formation, he if in the second half we need to be a little bit more attacking, he can basically go with the three-man attacking attackers. But um, when I look at this team, I'm really excited. And looking at that defense, it's such a shame that we were knocked out of the Champions League because I would have loved to see how this defense fares up because we've already seen it dominate Real Madrid. They put in a very good shift against Real Madrid. I want to see how they do against, for example, Bayern. And this and we're going to be playing Manchester United in the Europa League very soon in about 2 weeks or so. And this is going to be another good test to see how good is this defense. The defense I think has been one of the best in Europe so far, and this is another test. Um, but are we all in agreement that Balde was man of the match?
Yeah, I would say so. I give it him.
I don't know.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there wasn't really. I mean, it was a pretty good game all around. There wasn't one really that was like spectacular. So
Hmm.
yeah, I will say
Okay.
Baldy. I will
Okay.
say Baldy.
Okay. And match rating. And match rating.
Mm. I would say 7.5.
7.5.
No,
Okay.
actually, I would say an 8. I give it an 8. I thought it was a great game all around.
Okay.
I will give it an 8 because I mean you have what 3 days rest
Uh-huh.
and you
Playing
come
away from
out
home.
and what happened
And you're playing away from home too.
away from home 3 days rest,
Yeah.
a really tough game, and then you gotta get back on the plane to play the Betis rivals. So it's been a tough week, and it's gonna still be a tough week. And this is as much motivation that as they need to go
Mhm.
and beat Sevilla on Sunday. So
Yeah. I would give this match an 8. I was gonna give it an 8.5, maybe a 9, just because Barcelona were dominate throughout the entire game. We never looked like we were gonna concede. Barcelona were really solid. Just when that Kunde mistake, when that Kunde own goal went in, Barcelona was put under a lot of pressure, and then we were just like counting on the clock. We were wasting time. The game was nerve wracking towards the end. This is like basically we're seeing this repeat in every single game. There's a small score line, and Barcelona go into like the last minutes of the game, unable to close it out, and we just make it extremely hard on ourselves, and we're basically like gasping for the game to end. So I would give the match an 8. I wouldn't give it anything higher just because of those final couple of moments. But I think that the team played really well. We should finish our chances better, but overall, I thought it was a very good display.
and remember that attack is struggling even more now. We got Lewandowski back.
Mm-hmm.
We Gavi's not a winger. Rafinha is having a really bad season. So I mean, you can't do much on the side. So I mean, we're doing as much as we can. Imagine
Yeah,
this team with a consistent attack.
yeah,
I would like to say though, I'm sure you guys started, but I thought it was important mentioning. Props to Xavi for giving Rafinha the keys and the confidence to say, "Hey, go play your game," because he just has to score. He scores, he starts getting his confidence back. And listen, he's such a talented player and he's so good. I just think he's having a bad year, man. And everyone can have that.
yeah.
You can't
And
always have crazy seasons, and
mhm,
you're getting used to a new club, a new league.
Nah,
Um,
and look, the keys were given because I mean he has no other way, no other
no, he could have
established
used
winger.
Ferran Torres. He could have
But
used
I mean
Ansu Fati.
he scored even if it was a little tapping, he scored. He
yeah.
scored. It doesn't
I've
matter.
seen people miss happens.
Exactly.
Oh,
Um,
but did you just look at that game against Girona? That he missed like a, I think I forgot who it was, but he missed like a wide open goal basically. Um, but we're all in agreement. It was a good game, uh, and this was 3 massive and enormous points. But guys, that was it for today's episode. As always, I post a link on Twitter at Kool Podcast 10. If you want to join into this discussion, basically like add to it, you're always welcome. Um, but as always, like, subscribe and comment, guys, and we'll see you guys all in the next episode.